Babe, the train's not running.
What do you mean they're not running?
I'm trying to move the lever, it's not running. Oh, well, the layout's broken. Okay.
The layout is not broken.
Yeah, the layout's broken. We're not doing the update. Goodbye. No, anyways. What's up, guys? Adam Swindell with Swindell Steamworks, and I am with...
Katie's Train Station 765.
Welcome to the train layout. So anyways, we actually filmed a midway, like an in-progress update, but we forgot to upload it, and so we decided, and we wanted to do an update on the layout once it was finished, so unfortunately there's a bit of a time jump, but I am going to go through some of the details on what was filmed in that midway update. So in that update, which unfortunately will never see the light of day now, I got the new carpet installed. This is Menard's Grasshopper like felt carpet. It's still the standard indoor-outdoor carpeting, but this feels really nice to touch. And also, I found that it looks so much better, and it was a lot easier on the fast track. I was able to establish level track better than on the previous stuff. And then once I got the carpet down, or actually no, before that, we got Homosode down. Then we got the carpet down. It's held on by carpet tape, so like not all of it's adhered down, but I just needed enough adherence so then it doesn't shift around on us. And then once I got the Homosode and the carpet down, then I started the process of dry fitting track, and mainly that was so then I can get an idea of what other sections do we need, and I also wanted to see like, okay, is the track plan that I drew up, is it actually going to work? And for the most part, it did. There are a few places where I had to modify, like omit certain sections, which financially was for the better. But I also needed to see like, okay, what are the big things that we need to get? And three of the big things that we needed to get were three switches: a left-hand 072, right-hand 072, and a left-hand 060. Now, all three of these switches, which came from Stockyard Express, they're the command ones. We originally wanted just standard remote ones, but unfortunately, or fortunately, Stockyard, they do sell the switches we need. Unfortunately, they are command ones, so it means we were having to spend a few extra dollars. But maybe that was for the better. Maybe down the road we might decide, hey, we want to take advantage of the command abilities. But for now, we're just using the flip levers that come with these switches. Once we get all the track down, or also some other pieces we had to get were the 1 3/8 sections, because I had 3 sections right up here just ahead of that dash 8. Then I had to get one of the 036 quarter curves. I think I have one here somewhere. Yeah, it's that little section with the notched corners. I had to get one more of those for this track here. And then I also had to get 2 30-inch pieces to complete this spur. So now I can say, once we get all the track down, then I started the process of creating some isolated sections wherever needed. It wasn't until after I realized that these switches, they technically do come with isolated sections. You just got to pull the jumpers, then they become isolated. But for like the 060, that's where I definitely had to incorporate the modifications. Very simple. Just remove the center rails, grind the rail back just a little bit to create a gap, and then wire your toggles, which is a perfect segue for right here. I will show you guys the underside of the layout, even though I still feel my wiring is a little bit of a mess. Certainly better than the last layout. These are all the isolation points. So we got 072 outer main, 072 inner main, 060 siding, the 036, which is where that blue little Mattel copyright boiler explosion is sitting. Can't remember what his name was. Who cares? But that's the 036 switch. This is the 036 outer spur, which is where the NS is sitting with the 2 OCS cars. And then this is the 036 inner spur, which is where the CSX is sitting. So this allows us to turn to have dead sections so we can park trains and not have to worry about hearing that Star Trek sound, or if we have conventional engines, we can have them sitting idle without worries of them taking off or just generating power or sitting in neutral all the time. We've got 4 uncouplers, one on the 060 and then the other 3 are on the 036 spurs. We don't use neon couplers all the time, but in case we are ever like dropping cars somewhere, or we are running a locomotive that does not have electro couplers, we can use this to uncouple cars and so on and so forth. And then there are the switch levers for the 3 remote switches. Again, these are also command switches, but I like using these. These are fun, and plus it's a hell of a lot easier to just go over here, flip these without having to press, accessory, yada yada yada, all that fun stuff. So these 2 are the 072. This is the right hand 072. This one, number 2, is the left hand, and then this is the 060. Now onto the control panel itself, or with the power. It is lowered down. Originally, on the original layout, when this was the outside, here you can see the extensions I put in. I can't remember if I showed these in the previous layout update, but just in case I haven't, these are the 6-inch extensions. There's this side, and on the other side, this gives us our foot. When the original layout was just this width, though, I had the top of this board basically up to about here, just enough so I could run cables and all that, and so the controllers were actually sitting higher, but I wanted to have these lower down so I can have this. Basically, I wanted to have everything in one area, and it's still at a convenient height. Like, we could both still stand up, and then we're not really hunched over having to reach for any controls. You got the 4 line chief remotes. You got a universal, because she does have one engine, her C&O 280, or no, not C&O, her nickel plate 280. And that's one of the engines that it doesn't come with a remote. You either have to use the app, or you can use one of these universals. The blue Mattel copyright boiler explosions remote. Again, I can't remember his name. The CSX-8 and the NS-8, they got their own remotes. Katie's finally got a Cab 1L, so she can run Legacy. She doesn't have to use... We were originally going to use her Cab 1 system, but we could not locate a Y cable. So we just said, screw it, let's just get a Cab 1L. You could still get those. We'll just use a Cab 1L, and then I'll just tie make sure it's on the same ID as my Cab 2, and then we're good to go. GW180 still in service. That's running 036, much like the previous layout. Got her WTIU with the mess of wires. Got my Cab 1, or Cab 1, yeah, sure. My 990 Legacy set with the 992 remote. And then we got the MTH Z4000. And we did buy the cables so then we could use these, but we're not sure, like, if we're ever going to use this, but we just got it just in case, like, we get someone that comes over and they don't have their tablet or phone, and we could just hook that up and they could still run trains. And these 2 little remotes are for the those little LED light up signs. There's the NS1, and then on top of the Sinclair there's a steam locomotive sign. And so that wraps up the control panel. So real quick, I'm just gonna show you guys the wiring real quick. Again, it's a little bit of a mess, but I've tried my best to keep it organized. Got the 3 track distribution panels plus the accessory distribution panels. On the accessory distribution panels, which are the 2 on the left, the leftmost one is for standard wired accessories like Lionel lampposts, buildings, MTH lights. And then the one on the the panel second to the left is all Menards accessories. I modified one of the plugins so then it feeds power to that panel, and then I just spliced in wire with spade connectors, so then I could just have one plug-in powering all the Menards lights. So yeah, that's all the wiring. Like I said, it's a little bit of a mess, but it's this is the best I could do. At least I know where everything is, and at least I tried to, make it as organized as possible. Whoops. So yeah, this is the update. And trains are running just fine. We found though that Legacy and DCS, they sometimes play nice together, sometimes they don't, but we found workarounds for that. Plus, this is actually the first time I've incorporated isolated track sections, so it's a learning curve, but overall, I'm very, very pleased with the layout. Trying to think.
What about the new buildings?
Oh, yeah. So, in fact, today, at the time this is being filmed, we actually got a new structure plus some other accessories. The newest accessory is this Cripple Creek Tractor Repair Shop. We got that from Menards. The Kubota tractor. The Kubota tractor plus the 2 John Deere haulers with their loads, those came from Tractor Supply. I'm pretty sure those tractor trailers are actually 1/64th scale, but they blend in well with the standard Lionel Kenworth, so I like them, and it fits the scene well. And then the other new accessory is this Norfolk Southern water tower. This is an MTH Rail King. This is the replacement accessory for Menards Plant 1. It is done. I don't know what happened exactly, but I went to test when I was testing out to see if my new splice method for Menards buildings to see if it would work. All the other LEDs light up, but the 2 flashing American flag signs, they were not lighting up, and the little whine that I would usually hear, it was now a higher pitch, which was telling me that there is now an internal short somewhere. So I tried to see if I could fix it, but I couldn't get it fixed. So I'm gonna probably disassemble it, salvage the LEDs, salvage the wire, but the rest of the accessory is just gonna go bye-bye. So we got that new Norfolk Southern water tower, or actually I bought it for Katie. We got that as the replacement. I mean, just so you guys know, that may be a water tower, but that's not going to extinguish the fire in East Palestine. I know, I'm probably not a good joke to make, but who cares? If you've ever been there, you'd understand. But anyways, but yeah, this is the new layout again. You know, a lot of the buildings are now in new places, but I think it works out better. We still got a lot of space for more buildings and possibly some other little details. That's actually something I'm going to try and focus on next, is maybe adding some more small details. Like, I'm not too sure in the way of trees, but more so like people, line side details. Like one thing I want to create is I want to get some like bass or balsa wood, cut it up and make up some, without dropping it, make up some tie bundles similar to this. Now, this is actually one I created, but this is created using Gargraves ties. I just glued them together. And this is a set that'll stay by the station. I can't remember where we got these, but I could also create these. These are like 2x4 pallets or 2x4 bundles. Mm-hmm. But I'm going to get some, I'm going to create my own wood ties, bundle a few up, and then, put like staining on them to replicate creosote, and then set them along random spots on the line side, so then it looks like, it gives the impression that, hey, there's going to be some track maintenance coming up soon. I'm a track maintainer by trade, so it's kind of a personal detail. But again, I also want to get some more people, have people posed around, buildings, and just add some more actual life to the layout. Because so far, like in terms of people, got some on the station, some on the Menards buildings, some on certain accessories. There are some small areas where we had some people, and I glued them down, like those 2 guys. These 2 little workers came off of Plant 1, but I managed to find areas where it looks like they're working on a tractor, and I think it turned out great. This Lionel station, this Lionel freight station kit, I put some details on there, including some people. But yeah, I want to get some more.
Over here.
Oh yeah. There's these are also ones I put down. These are from the old layout. This is from the old layout. Put those people there by Caboose Coffee. What else?
Pretty much it.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, there are some new things. There's going to be some more buildings that go out. It's just a matter of choosing, what buildings do we want, because we don't want to clutter up the layout too much. But we want it, even though this is a toy train layout, we still want to try and have some sense of realism still, like at least make it plausible. Now, some future additions to come as time and funds permit. For this siding here, I do want to get the Lionel engine house kit build it up, potentially put lights in it, and then have it on here, because this is basically we're basically using this for engine swaps for the 060. So like if she's done running the 8414, she can uncouple from the train, pull forward enough. She can fire these two up, run them out, back down onto the train, flip the switch again, back the 8414, and then shut it down. So that's what we've been using it for. And another accessory that I don't think I'll have a hard time getting my hands on one of these. I just got to make sure the kit's complete. Is I want to get the Lionel grain elevator kit, and I'm probably going to put it on this track, like maybe just a little bit behind the tower, because I'm kind of making this like kind of like the semi-mechanics industrial area, and try and keep it outside of the town area. But and then another idea we were throwing around, this is an idea, we do not know if we're actually going to follow through with this. It's just an idea. But with the amount of room we have here in the center, we might look into incorporating either the old K-Line super streets or once Bachmann took over, the Bachmann Easy streets, and put like an oval of that track. So then we can have moving cars. It'd be another point of interest on the layout. You know, hey, it's not just trains. We also have cars that move. But we don't know if we're gonna go through with that. We got to source the track. I may, if I'm able to, I might see if I can find the starter set. Because all I need is just a simple oval, and then if I want to expand on it or what have you, then I can do so. But in any case, I hope I covered everything that needs to be covered. I'm pretty sure I did.
Yeah, you did.
So I hope you guys enjoyed this layout update. I hope you guys like the new layout. I certainly do.
I do too.
She certainly does. Well, she has to, because I'm the one who designed it. But yeah, stay tuned for some more train videos. Now that the layout is up and running, train videos will continue as we have time. So anyways, hope you guys enjoyed it, and we will see you next time.
See you guys.